presentation, we will share our latest research published in the article titled Dreamscape Bricks VR, an experimental virtual reality tool for architectural design. This study was conducted as a part of our PhD research at Istanbul Technical University. Can we make architectural design in VR more intuitive? To answer this question, we conceptualized and proposed a framework, Dreamscape, that takes a direct manipulation approach, focusing on embodiment, experience, and manipulation activities in design. We then designed and developed an intuitive and immersive VR design tool that is not constrained by the preconceptions of traditional CAD systems. Dreamscape Bricks VR uses Lego bricks as base components in a high-fidelity interactive design environment. It is developed in Unreal Engine 4. We also conducted user tests and questionnaires to evaluate the usability, performance, and comfort of the tool. The study shows that the user experience with the tool is positive. The developed tool is expected to promote the framework and provide insights into the future of VR design tools with implications for design education. So where does the name come from? We conceptualized dreamscapes as a midground between imagination and perception. Just as in dreams, we want to create a place where people are bodily present in their ideas as they conceive them. Dreamscape, the name of our proposed framework, is actually a backronym for Digital Reality Environment as a medium for studio collaboration in architectural production and education. And the literature review shows that the use of VR in architecture is becoming a popular research topic, with many studies investigating the potential of VR for architectural applications such as design, cognition, visualization, collaboration, and education. So why do we need a new VR tool and framework? Current VR design tools rely mostly on traditional CAD interactions that were designed primarily for 2D displays and keyboard and mouse input. And that unnecessarily restricts designers' interactions with their design work in VR. It is also more difficult to compare the design process in VR versus in the physical environment with these tools. This table shows a feature comparison of Dreamscape Bricks VR and the other most popular commercially available tools for designing in VR. Our framework proposes a design process based on 3 types of design activities that occur iteratively in spatial and temporal sequence, embodying conceptual design ideas, experiencing the preliminary design output, and manipulating the design output to develop new ideas. It also emphasizes direct manipulation, which allows users to directly manipulate virtual objects with intuitive and straightforward visual and physical actions. The legacy CAD approach forces users to think within the possibilities of the available commands and requires a certain period of training and practice before users can operate fluently. However, the direct manipulation approach offers relatively intuitive and natural interactions that require a little to no training. Here you can see the system architecture diagram of Dreamscape Bricks VR. So, why did we use Lego bricks as the basic modular components of DS Bricks VR? The Lego system consists of modular bricks that can be connected together to create designs of varying complexity according to a well-established and standardized set of connection rules. Lego bricks simulated in VR behave physically similarly and according to the same connection rules as the real-world bricks. The high degree of analogy between physical and digital Lego bricks allows us to provide a high level of direct manipulation-based interaction in VR. The use of Lego bricks in both professional architectural practice and education is also well established and has been published in numerous studies. Here you can see the selected inventory of Lego parts used in the application. However, human scale is a complex issue in Lego builds. Depending on the human scale, a stacked pile of Lego bricks can represent a pole or a skyscraper. To solve this, we assumed that a 4 cm tall Lego minifigure is the scale model of a standard human with a height of 170 centimeters. And that gives you a scale of 1 to 42.5. So if you design for the minifigure and then scale it 42.5 times, you have achieved the human scale. Back to the design and development of DS Bricks VR. Here we see a feature list of the Dreamscape Bricks VR application. We will focus on 3 of them in detail. More information about the other functions can be found in our journal article. Interaction with objects is the core of our design application. The user directly manipulates and interacts with Lego bricks in the virtual design environment. Higher interaction fidelity helps users adapt intuitively to the immersive virtual environment. We observed that when connecting and separating physical Lego bricks, the index fingers are used to apply force while the bricks are supported with the thumb and held steady with the middle finger. So we implemented a control scheme that allows users to perform the similar finger gestures on the controller. Next, our favorite feature, rewind. Our framework refrained from using CAD interactions. But there is no undo action in real life. So, the concept of time travel emerged as a way to roll moves back. In Dreamscape Bricks VR, rewinding time gives users control over their actions and allow them to explore different design options without having to start from scratch. The user's ability to change scale is another key design feature of Dreamscape Bricks VR. Users can scale themselves in the virtual environment relative to the Lego bricks, to a comfortable smaller size to place bricks with greater precision, or to the size of a Lego minifigure to experience the entire structure at any stage of the design process. There are 3 predefined scales that users can freely switch between. Here you can see screenshots from the user perspective in the different scales above and the virtual building platform of Dreamscape Bricks VR compared to the physical game area in the corresponding scales below. So, let's see what the current application looks like. After completing the initial development of Dreamscape Bricks VR, we conducted a test study to evaluate the user experience with our experimental VR design tool. Users of the tool were asked to create a specific design using Dreamscape Bricks VR with given Lego building instructions. Once test users completed the Lego building tasks, questionnaires were conducted to evaluate the usability, presence, and comfort of the experimental tool. Participants were asked to describe their experiences, report any problems they encountered, and leave comments. Based on the results of these user studies, iterations, improvements, and optimizations were made to the design tool. The results of the usability test show that the basic features of Dreamscape Bricks VR can be used intuitively by the majority of users. The participants reported that they were able to use the application's features and controls with ease. The usability of the application is rated as good and very good by the majority of users. The results of the presence test show that Dreamscape Bricks VR gives a strong sense of presence in the virtual environment. The average presence rating is 4.65 out of 5. The results of the Simulator Cygnus questionnaire showed that participants experienced minimal discomfort when using the application. Conclusion: Dreamscape Bricks VR offers a high level of usability, good user presence, and a low level of discomfort. Users indicated that they had a positive and exciting experience in general. The slight discomfort caused by using the current relatively bulky VR headsets suggests that there is room for ergonomic and sensory improvements for future VR hardware. We will continue to improve the Dreamscape framework to investigate and expand the potential of VR as a design environment for architecture. Following this study, we have used Dreamscape Bricks VR in design protocols that compare the process of architectural design in the physical environment versus in VR for close to real-world design tasks and scenarios. The next iteration, which supports collaborative design in the metaverse, is being developed for our future work. This will allow users to design and discuss collaboratively in real time and co-locate in the same virtual design space, the ultimate Dreamscape, regardless of their geographic location. The results of our Dreamscape project are expected to contribute to the expansion of the knowledge base for the development of novel VR applications for architecture. VR is on its way to becoming a powerful tool in the hands of architects. It will help them in their daily work by improving the way they interact with projects, clients, and other professionals. With the increasing maturity and usability of the use of modern VR hardware and software, it is only a matter of time before VR becomes an integral part of architectural education. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in our research, we would like to get connected on ResearchGate and LinkedIn. You can also follow our Dreamscape research project on Instagram.
What is the copyright issue with the with a Lego company, if any, or they just gave copyright? Yes, please use Lego bricks.
Actually, Lego is being used very extensively in education, and as long as you don't commercialize it, they are pretty okay with it. I tried to contact with them, and they sent me that PDF file explains the terms of use, and they are very open to use in serious games or educational purposes.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if I can pronunciate your name. Oguz, would that be right?
It's Oz, but
Sorry?
The G is silent. It's like Oz.
Oz, okay, Oz, sorry. Thank you for sharing with us. It's just a quick question. In your participants, did you have any architects, and what was their reaction? And if you have any qualitative information, it would be interesting to share with us also. Okay.
Well, I had primarily I conducted the experiments in our school, Istanbul Technical University, and the participants were either graduate students or academicians like myself, because this was the primary study, which was the development of the tool. And they were mostly not professional architects, maybe with two exceptions, but they mostly see it as a conceptual design tool, which can be used as a preliminary design, let's say. And of course, nobody would like to use Lego bricks in their actual architectural practice. But I see that the reason why we chose Lego was actually to make an analog component between real life and VR, so we can use it in our future studies to see how our design reflexes, how our design cognition change in different mediums. And we wanted to disable all the other variables, and we wanted to make everything the same. So, but I think the real contribution would be more than using Lego itself. But if you just change the Lego components with BIM components, like structural components, you still have a building tool. And I'm also thinking about using it for architectural history classes, like bringing the components together and like using that kind of teaching method. And I guess those were the actual contributions of the tool, more than using Legos themselves.
Please don't kill this game, because it might be extremely useful for educational purposes for primary students, or at least since the age they can use VR already for the educational purposes. I just can imagine all Lego fans building cities
for early vocational situations. Yeah.
For early vocational
vocational
situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just a question: is your system open to be used from from all over, or just is for your private use?
Actually, I am thinking about making it available publicly, but I was waiting for the publication of the thesis and the articles. And I will be making it publicly available, and I will announce it on my website probably.
So thank you. I already know some players somewhere. Yeah. We already have several VR sets, so don't worry. I also imagined playing it myself.